Hello friend, it's my great pleasure to welcome you to my channel, Laser Graphics and Multimedia. My name is Rafi Yakub right here, and in today's video you are going to learn how to create corporate social media post banner in Photoshop, step-by-step tutorial. But before we dive deep into the tutorial, if you are very new to this channel, remember to click on the subscribe, turn on the notification bell so each time I post content about Photoshop you'll be notified. So with that being said, let's dive into the tutorial and see how you can create social media post in Photoshop step-by-step tutorial. So let's begin. First thing you want to do right here is to go to the file right here. Make sure you click on new. So next thing you want to do is to come to the untitled right here. Click on that. And then what you need to do is to type in social media post. Okay, so next thing you want to do is to come to the width column. Under the width column, you have to type in 4.47 for the width. Then you have to come to the height also. Make sure you type in 4.47. Then you make sure your resolution is 300 and make sure inches is checked from here. Then you have to come to the color mode right here. Make sure you switch from CMYK to RGB color. Then finally, you have to come down below right here and make sure you click on create. So next thing you want to do right here is to go to your toolbar right here and make sure you click and hold down. Then make sure you choose your rectangle shape. Then how you choose your rectangle shape, you have to come to the shape property right here, and at the point here make sure shape is checked, and you have to come to the fill right here. You can apply color fill. Then you come to the stroke right here, make sure no stroke. Okay, then once you format your shape, then you have to come to the workspace and draw. The next thing you need to do is to come to your layer panel right here. Make sure you select your background. Then having selected your background, you have to make another rectangle beside this big rectangle right. The next thing you need to do is to come back to your layer panel right here, select your background layer again, and then you have to come to the top right here and make another rectangle. And now you have to go to your move tool. Then you have to locate this particular layer right here, and then you go to home tab right here, go to edit. Then from edit, make sure you look for free transform. Now this one right here, I'm trying to increase the size of this particular rectangle. Then once you're satisfied with the adjustment, you have to come to the top right here, click on this check mark to accept the transform. Then the next thing you need to do is to locate this layer right here. We need to maintain the same gap between the shape. So the gap between the shape is 0.040. So we need to maintain that. Once you maintain that, then you have to release your mouse. So next thing you want to do right here is to go back to your layer right here. Go back to your layer panel right here, and then you have to press Shift key on your keyboard and select the first rectangle. Then you have to right click now. When you right click here, you have to look for merge shape. So when you click on merge shape, the three shape become just one. Alright, so the next thing you want to do right here is to go to your home tab right here, go to edit. From edit, make sure you look for free transform. So this time around, this particular shape right here, we are going to skew it. So for you to do that, you just have to right click on the shape. Then once you right click, then you have to choose skew right here. Select skew. So when you select skew, then you can skew from the bottom right here. Then so once you're satisfied, you have to come to the top right here, click on this check mark to approve the transform. Okay. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do right here, I will go back to my edit from the home tab right here and make sure I look for my free transform. Then I'm going to press Shift key and Alt key on my keyboard, and I'm going to increase the shape size this way. Once you're satisfied with the shape size, then you have to come to the check mark right here, click on confirm. So the next thing you want to do right here is to go back to your layer panel right here. Make sure you select your background layer again. Having selected your background layer, you have to come back to your toolbar, click and hold down. Make sure you choose your rectangle shape. Once you choose your rectangle shape, come to the property, make sure your shape is checked. Then you can change the color to another color of your choice. Then you have to make another rectangle from the top down right here. So you have to come back to your layer panel again, select your background layer. Then having selected your background layer, you have to make another rectangle at the top right here. Then you go back to your background layer again. You need to make another rectangle for this side. Then you have to come down below right here, and also to come to your layer panel, make sure you choose your background layer again, and you make another shape right here. Then you go back to your background layer again, and you have to make another rectangle right here. Then you go back to your background layer again and make another rectangle. So this time around, this rectangle can be a little bit bigger this way. And now you have to go to your move tool, and then you adjust your rectangle. So I'm going to start from this one right here. I'll make sure I adjust it and maintain the same gap. So we have 0.040. So we have to make sure this is also intact. So 0.040. Then we have to come here. We'll make sure we add this 0.60. Then we have to select on this. We adjust also. Then we have to select on this. We adjust 40, right? Then we have to locate this layer right here. Then we go to edit. We look for free transform. So we need to increase this to the top, and we press enter key on our keyboard. We have to locate this layer also. We go to edit. Then we look for free transform. Then we have to adjust the shape to the top a little bit also. And we come to the top right here. We accept the free transform. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is to locate all this layer right here. So we have to make sure we select this layer. So that will give us the rest of the layer. So we have to start from the rectangle tool from our layer panel right here. Then we have to scroll down, and we press shift key on our keyboard, and we select the 7th rectangle. So we have all these new rectangles selected. Next thing you want to do is to go to the home tab right here. We go to edit. From edit, make sure you click on free transform. Once you click on free transform, you go to have stuff like this. Then you have to come here, right click. Then you have to choose scale. So we can scale from the top right here, this way. Layer, we take it out a little bit. Then the next thing we want to do is to go to our home tab right here. We go to edit. From edit, we look for free transform again. Then we have to press shift key on our keyboard, then hotkey. Then we drag. This allows us to increase the shape size a little bit. So once you're satisfied with the shape size, then you have to come to the top right here. We make sure we confirm the transform, and you are going to have your shape this way. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is to add appropriate color to all this shape right here. We can start from this point right here. we come to the layer panel, we double click on the layer thumbnail, and so you can see the color code I use right here. Okay, and I'm going to click on OK. Then I have to select on this one right here. Then we double click on the layer thumbnail. We make sure we look for gray, and we hit on OK. Then we have to select on this particular one right here. We double click on the layer thumbnail. So we have to select the gray color from this angle, so you can see the color code right here. Then you have to come to the top here and click on OK. Now we have to locate this particular shape. We have to double click on the layer thumbnail right here. We pick this color and we click on OK. Then we come to the top right here and we double click on the layer thumbnail. We pick this gray and we hit on OK. We have to select this. We double click on the layer thumbnail. We pick the color right here and we hit on OK. So we have to close this tab right here. We don't need that. So the next thing we want to do right here is to select this particular shape right here. Then we go to Home tab right here. We go to File. Then you go to Place Embedded. The next thing you want to do is to right click on the image layer and create clipping mask. Boom. So you're going to have stuff like this. So at this point here, the next thing to do is to add text into our banner. Okay.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, put your hand to the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light, ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna say my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah, but I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on this shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread with every word that I've said.